Welcome back to Trip Talk Tech. We got a super dope show for y'all today. We got a Emerson Village legend in the building. After his career
Dude,
is over, we gonna retire that jersey. We got a Emerson Redskin, Emerson Redstone, whatever you want to call us, legend in the
right.
building. He helped the Redskins get to their first ever city championship. Please help me welcome my guest, my guy, professional basketball player Stanton Kidd, man. What's going on, baby?
Ah, my God, what it do, man? I'm thankful to be on here.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. Thanks for joining us, man. Before we get started, though, at Trip Talk Tech, we really like to show love to our guests, and it's always a reason why we reach out to our specific guests. For you, like I said, I just want to tell that story. Number one, you from my hometown, but my hood, Emerson Village. I born
Right,
and raised. You know what I mean? So I definitely
right.
proud of that. But also
Yeah,
just the perseverance, man. I know your story. I again being from the village, my son actually playing for the same high school you played for. A lot of things
yeah.
you passed down and went on, and just again appreciate you, bro, and also what you do in the community. You know, yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people, you get that bag, but you came right back as soon as you got the bag. Even before you had the bag, you
Yeah.
just came back. You know what I'm saying? Gave to the neighborhood, and just want to let you know we appreciate that. For the kids that probably couldn't come up to you and get to say it themselves, just
Yeah.
again, just being a young man, showing love back to the community. Your city praises you and thanks you, and again, man, shout out to you, brother.
Man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Definitely, you watch me from the pup, so for sure. If I'm getting stamped by you, then it's real. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hey, look, before we get into your journey, because obviously I know that story and I want a lot of kids, youth that had that same dream to hear it. But in addition to that, I know what playing overseas and actually you went NBA overseas, you went a lot of different places, but I know coaching and coming up with some of them youngins, they scoff at that overseas challenge or hey they too good for that. What do you say to young men that have that type of mentality?
um, man, overseas it's not easy. It's hard. You know, that first job might not be what you want. You may think in your mind that, damn, I get this contract, it's not what I want it to be, and I could probably make more money from working or going to trade school, this, that, and the third. Put all that to the game. That's how much I love the game. After I had one NBA workout that was with the Nuggets, and I did my thing, but NBA wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for the NBA, and the NBA probably wasn't ready for me yet. So I just went overseas, man, and I went over there. I didn't sell my soul for something low, but it was enough money to get me started and to get my feet wet. More so, opportunity for me to be on some type of exposure, at least in Europe, to get a chance to go and move up the ladder. And through my career, I moved the ladder pretty fast. I played 2 years of pretty much low tier Europe basketball, then I went straight to the high level in Europe, and I've been there ever since. So. Um, it's not easy to do. You got to bet on yourself, just like anything else. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you look at it as if you're investing in properties or whatever, you're going to take some hits, you're going to take some losses. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of
Hmm.
the day, man, you bet on yourself, man. The biggest thing that can happen for you. It can all work out for you for sure.
My God, my God. Now, tell us a little bit about that jersey journey. I know you're in Jerusalem. You actually won a Euro Cup League game last night. So good luck there. But many don't
Yeah.
understand that grind, that patience you had, that perseverance you had to have. Can you just step through that journey a little bit after you left Baltimore, after you left Emerson?
Yeah, so after I left Emerson, I went to JUCO in Texas. So that was my first time I had to bet on myself. So I've been doing this for a minute, betting on myself for a minute. So
Hmm.
JUCO, that's Texas. Go down there, South Plains Community College. First year was a little bit of a struggle. We didn't play so well. We had a lot of different guys, and normal freshman year. Uh, um, at the end of the year, the coach set me down. Was like, you and my main man Darrell, my right hand, like my brother Darrell Edwards. he was like, both of y'all gonna be the turning point of this program if y'all can dedicate yourself to the game of basketball like I know y'all can. Me and Darrell stayed down there the whole summer, got better, stayed in the gym, played one-on-one every single day, just worked out, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
we come back, add the right pieces, man, and we go 36-0, win a championship. Um, man, it was unbelievable. You know, to win a championship, everybody got a job. Everybody got a college scholarship after that. Everybody went where they wanted to go. And me, you know, I had a ton of schools, man. I probably had a lot. I probably had half of the Big 12, half of the Pac-10 or the Pac-12 at the time, but it's Pac-10 now.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little bit of interest from the SEC. So, you know, I mean, just to go down the list, and then all different other schools around, you know, in different conferences, Atlantic 10, all that stuff, you know, close to home and stuff like that. Um, One that stood out to me was North Carolina Central. And I'm happy that I've been a part of that, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it may sound different because as the story go on, you'll think, wow, like, man, you know, how you could be happy about a situation like that, and you know, you didn't stay there. But uh, Central changed my life. You know, I went there, HBCU, so I was a part of that.
I,
You know,
I, I was going to say it's the wave now, and I'm
yeah,
not
it's
saying
the
that's a negative thing, but you was a part. I was just going to bring that up. You was a part of this wave before it was a popular thing.
exactly just like many others, Kylo Quinn, all these other guys that's out here, you know, that went to HBCUs and went on and played professionally or played in the NBA, things like that. So for me, it wasn't popping at the time. It was the popping spots was, like I said, the Big 12, Pac-12, ACC, SEC, and the Big East. That was like, if you went those are the places you was for sure
You
going
was
to the
good.
NBA. And don't get me wrong, I had those schools, but Central was just, I felt like it was a good spot for me. It was home. I wanted to be close. Well, I wanted to be closer to home. I wanted my parents to be able to see me play. I always had a dream of my grandmother coming actually see me play in college. But my grandmother got sick, and you know, she wound up passing some years after she got sick, but she wasn't able to move around as much. So that was my goal. I had a lot of things outside of just, you know, myself. You know, so I went there, played well, man. We went to a winning season, one of their best records they ever had. I mean, sure they smashed that record now because Lavelle Moulton down there doing a hell of a job. Coach Moulton, man, he a
Coach
good dude,
Mo.
man. He was hard on me, man. But at the end of the day, man, he taught me a lot, and I understood a lot, and that's why I feel like when I left, it was such a hard thing. It was two alpha males kind of going at it a little bit, but you know, much respect to him. Exactly, much respect to him, and he gave me a lot of props, a lot of respect once I had touched the league, and even while I was overseas, he never badmouthed, he never said anything bad about me, nothing like that. So you know, that's why I have big respect to him and what he's doing with that program now, man. Pay that man. They need to pay that man, because that man doing a hell
Ah,
of a job.
pay Coach Mo. Y'all heard him. Y'all heard him.
Pay that man. He's doing a hell of a job down there. So after I left Central, um, I was going through the recruitment process, chilling, working out. I actually had a stress fracture, so I wasn't able to work as much as on my lower body because I wanted to make sure I was healthy. Got to Colorado State, was kind of healthy. Went through. I had to sit out. This new rule now, kids can transfer and go right in and play. I can't. We couldn't do that, so I had to go and sit out a year, which helped me because I got better. I got stronger. Then I also had a surgery on my shin, whereas though I had to put a rod in there, so it gave me time to heal that all the way up and to have me ready for the next following season, which was my senior season.
Okay. And then after that, it was 2015 draft.
Yeah, 2015
You know what I'm
draft, man.
saying?
Yeah, undrafted. I watched the draft. I watched the whole draft. Nobody, my family couldn't watch it because they was disappointed, and I told them not to be disappointed because at the end of the day, I told them I'm like I didn't do much. I didn't do anything to be. Not saying I'm not an NBA player, but I didn't do nothing to catch scouts' eyes for me to be in the NBA. Don't get me wrong. I averaged 13, 14 points in the Mountain West and played well at Colorado State. At one point in time at Colorado State, we was start the season off non-conference playing good teams and good conferences and things like that. We was 14-0. It was just us in Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? So we had some notoriety. We was top, we was in the top 25 and things like that. But just sometimes it don't work in your favor like that. So I didn't have that buzz. But Coach Leonard Perry, Coach Larry Stacy, and Coach Ross Hodge, both of those guys, all three of those guys, kind of make sure they push me in the right direction to Oh, Coach Steve Barnes. I can't forget him. Coach Steve Barnes was also on the staff too. So they pushed me in the right direction to be successful along with my teammates. We pushed each other every day. We had one of the best records in Colorado State's history. Again, came up short in the Mountain West tournament. Got snubbed on the NCAA tournament. We was 27-9. We should have made the tournament. We wound up going to NIT. That getting snubbed spilled over to the NIT. We got bucket first round, even though we had home court advantage. So now my college career is done. So now we sitting in, I want to say March, April. We sitting around about like a month later from now. We're sitting there and I'm kind of figuring out what I'm doing. I'm picking through agents and trying to figure out what I want to do. I signed with Justin Haynes out of Worldwide Sports. He told me, he was like, look, I can't promise you the world. I can't promise you that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to make sure that you play professional basketball. And my job is to promote you in the best way you can. And your job is to go out there and do your job and give me fuel to help promote you. So we came up with this first job to go to Belgium. In Belgium, Limburg United in Belgium. And that was my first rodeo of being overseas.
Now, how did you like that? And I'm cutting you off right there for a reason because actually, what I do in technology, my job actually is headquartered. One of the headquarters was in Belgium. So about
Yeah.
when I first started, that was a culture shock. That was a big culture shock going from America to Belgium, and the food was different. Eating a
Yeah.
hamburger, it tastes totally different. It's like I don't want no more beef when I come back home.
Facts, facts. Yeah, man. Belgium was different, man. At the time, I had a girl, so that made it easier. She went with me, and we was together over there, and we kind of helped each other get through it. But also, that's when your vets come in. As a rookie, that's when
Hmm.
your vets come in. They kind of coach you through those rough times and those rough moments. Invite you over the house, have you over for meals and things like that. Um, I mean, as far as money wise, wasn't what I wanted, but it was a start. Like I said, it was a
Hmm.
went there, played okay, was playing behind a local, which was now you deal with politics all through this game, no matter whether it was AAU, high school, college, or the pros. So I was playing behind a local. And he was talented, but of course, me being a competitor, where we come from, I feel like I'm the best. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um, always just compete for minutes. But I made my mark. I made my role there. We make it to the semifinals, get bumped. Now, now I'm sitting here wondering what I'm going to do next. My agency
Mhm.
runs an overseas camp in Las Vegas at the same time that the summer league is going. I told my
Okay.
agent that summer when I did it, I said by next summer. So mind you, just the summer before I go to Germany. I said by next summer, by 2 summers from now, I'm gonna be playing in the summer league. And he was like, let's make it happen. I'm like, all right, bet. So I go to Germany, a little bit more money, better situation, more respected league. The German league is real high level. They got really good teams there. They got Munich, team called Bamberg that was there. Both of those
Yeah.
guys was Euro League. So it was a great situation. Euro Cup
Hmm.
teams there, all that. So go there preseason. Turned my shoulder all up. Had to get surgery in my right shoulder. So now the more trouble set in. You worried. You don't know if you're gonna be the same. You're away from family. Things this, that, and the
Hmm.
third. So I get the surgery done. Shoulder heals up. I come back. I shoot 45% from three. Uh, Average 12 points. We didn't win as many games as we should, but individually I played well, and that got me noticed by a legendary coach, David Blatt.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so now getting interest from him and his club in Turkey, now that's a giant step. Now you're talking about 110% increase in my salary and things like that.
That is.
And what I'm saying? Now you're making money. Now I'm making money where so I can help myself, help my family, put myself in a position to life after basketball. So
Now, real quick, Stanton, how long did that take? Because that sounded like 2 years, maybe 3 years of
two
groundwork.
2 years max of groundwork, and then now you get to an opportunity where now it just resets itself, right? I put in work at the lower levels, and I'm respected there. But now it resets itself. Now I'm at a higher level. Now I'm playing along with guys that, you know, in when I was in JUCO, when I was in at Central for a year, I'm watching guys play on TV. Scotty Wilbeckins,
Okay.
Juwan John, Michael Eriks, the James Bell who played at Villanova. So all these guys I watched on TV. Now I'm playing with these guys on the same European team, and our team
I
is
think
so stacked.
my bad, my bad, real quick, because I think you said something real another gem in there. Just that reset, right?
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
you've been doing that all your life, right? You go in high school and then you go to that JUCO level and it's another
right.
level, right? And then you reset. You start from hey, Stanton Kidd was the greatest to all right, you got to earn your minutes. And then, so
Gotta,
kids think, that's a great point because they always think that, hey, I was the best. And when you go here, hey, get back to here. Here's your broom and mop, right?
like that's why I never tripped off of the rankings. Back in the day, people talk, oh, what you was ranked, this, that, and the third. I see stuff now. People post the old things like, yeah, the rankings back in the day, 2010 class. You'll never find me in none of those rankings.
Mm-hmm.
But you ask any one of those guys that was in that 2010 class, who's still relevant. Out of my class, there's only
Yeah,
a handful that's still NBA. You know,
real.
and one of them from my hometown. That's Will Barton.
That's
You know what
well.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
what I'm saying. So it's not about where you start. It's about where you finish and how consistent you can stay. And
Mm-hmm.
one of these that didn't change the love that I was getting from people at home or people see me because I love when people or like, I go play and pick up or I may go up Emerson and I'll go work out with the kids up there and that's everybody's dream. You hit NBA, you hit NBA. Like you asked me 15 years ago, tell me come to the gym, yo, I got this pro hoop up here. Oh, where he play? Oh, he playing Lithuania or something like that. And I'm like, I ain't worried about him. Where the NBA do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
just
yeah.
normal. But now the overseas life is being respected because it's so tapped into. You got legends that play overseas, like the Malcolm Delaney's, the
Mm-hmm.
Dante Drapers, Dante Green played in the NBA, then played overseas. You got all these guys that played at a high level in Europe, and it's getting a lot more exposure now. And I'm reaping the benefits of it because I'm coming up behind them. So they put in the
Mm-hmm.
groundwork, but now I'm getting the benefits from it. So, like I said, playing for the legendary coach David Blatt, that changed my life. I had to earn my respect from him. I didn't play the first 9 games in Turkish League. In Euro Cup, I only played like 3 or 4 minutes. So I had to grind. I had to grind to earn it. When I got my opportunity, I killed my first ever game in Turkish League, and David never set me out of rotation ever again. I played the rest of the season. Sometimes I started, sometimes I came on the bench, sometimes I played a little less, but I always had a significant role. And what I found that what means the most is who's on the floor in that fourth quarter when it's crunch time. I always found myself on the floor when it's crunch time. Never felt, unless I was in foul trouble, but other than that, I always found myself on the floor in crunch time. And that's the trust that I gained from David in a 5 month span. To where as though that changed my life, and now I got NBA teams calling. I had half of the NBA calling about, well, who is this kid? We want to see him up close and personal. So my summer was busy that summer. So I came home from Turkey 28th, June 4th. I was on a flight to Sacramento. Right after that, I went to Denver. Then I went to Utah, and then I went to Minnesota, I think, after that. So then everybody else kind of was more so like, we'll see them out when we come out to Vegas. So those are the teams I was interested in where I wanted to go work out. Utah, I played well in Utah. Played well in all of them, but I played really well in Utah. Utah wanted to liking me. They wanted to invite me back for Summer League. That's when I took the Summer League gig and went out there, and that's when, people started seeing the reaping of the benefits. Like I said, I was hitting for 4 years overseas. Nobody's seen me play since high school. You know what I'm saying? So now, or college, I should say. So now I go overseas and then go to play in the summer league, and now I'm on TV, ESPN. Oh, damn, yo, I forgot about Stanton. Yo, damn, oh shit. So you know what I'm saying?
Hitting the tray ball, coming down, banging on somebody's neck. Like, okay, that's so different.
But But people like you knew, like you was
Yeah,
always
yeah,
tapped
yeah.
in, like you knew what was going on. You was always tapped in, like, okay, I know what Shorty doing. Oh, I bet I see. So when you seen it for yourself or people
It
that's
was
around me,
just,
like I'm not surprised. I see, you know what I'm saying? So go over
yeah.
there, go.
Look, when we saw it, it was just. Hey, keep it up, boy. Hey, look, I know you
Yeah.
got more in your tank.
So we go to Summer League, I kill it. Some they offered me a two-way deal. This one, the two ways. I think two ways been out for like a year or two before I got mine. They offered me one, but I was tied into my deal back in Turkey. I had a 2-year deal. We negotiated to try to get me out of it. We even tried to get a buyout situation, but it wasn't working the way we wanted to go. So I went back to Turkey. But now I'm playing at the highest level in Turkey. I mean in Europe, which is the Euro League. So it's I'm not gonna go through all of them, but I'm gonna go through the ones that I think that's just real relevant. You got
Yeah.
Champions League, you got Cup, and then you got Euro League. It's a couple of them under Champions League, but you got Champions League, Euro Cup, and Euro League. So all three of those are high level, and there's so many different teams in them. So but when I was playing, it was Euro Cup and Euro League. That's the ones I knew about, and that was the biggest ones. But now I heard about Champions League, but Euro League is the highest joint now. And I go team up with a bunch of other great guys, ex NBA players. Some of my same teammates came back. We didn't have too great of a season, we just couldn't put it together. We had a coaching change in the middle of the season. We had player changes. So we did the best we could. We finished in the Turkish league strong as we could. Euro League we kind of didn't finish strong. I think we finished second to last. So it was tough, but it was a good experience. But Utah still was still ride with me. Other teams picked up on me, but they still ride with me. I decided to go back and play with Utah again for the summer league. I could have went somewhere. I had San Antonio and I had Orlando. I could have went to go play with, but Utah was loyal. I stayed loyal with them, and then it worked out. That summer when I played well amongst the draft picks that they had and things like that. So that showed that I can fit in and play with anybody. Me being older, it also showed some leadership too. Um, then I signed with them. I signed with them July 17th. I actually signed. They announced it July 21st. So now, it's like, damn, Shorty going to the league. Like, he made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't say, like, partial, whatever, whoop. It just say Stanton Kidd inks with the Jazz. So, signed with them. It was a big accomplishment, at the highest point
Definitely.
of basketball, and also at the highest point for not just me, but just for my family. They just kind of see me living out my dreams, my family, close friends, everybody that was associated with what I had going on. And then go to the NBA, do what I needed to do. Shit, man. Any opportunity I got, I feel like I played well and played strong in those situations. Then the business side, the business side came in, and whereas though the Jazz, we wasn't playing as well. They needed scoring off the bench with experience. Not saying that I couldn't score, but they needed experience. So they made some waivers and some trades and things like that. I wound up being one of the guys that got waived. But it was a great opportunity, and nothing that I did on my end. It just was the business side. I showed up
Business.
every day. Yeah, I built a relationship with all those guys. I mean, I can remember leaving the gym. A lot of guys was like really genuinely like, "Damn, bro, like, like that's crazy. Like, what the fuck? Like, you just was turning that corner, made an opportunity, and just some way it goes sometimes. So I sat down with Coach Quinn. I sat down with the GM and everybody, and they showed major love and contact. And they always told me, if you need anything, reach out, things like that. I still keep connected with a lot of the guys, things like that. So after that, after I leave, I left right around about Thanksgiving. Came home, was chilling for a minute, working out, and had a couple deals overseas. Two powerhouse teams. So I had Cheska, who I was talking to and negotiating with a little bit, just trying to figure out what they wanted to do. They was recruiting. Then I had this team that I'm on now, Hapoel Jerusalem. Then I had a team in Australia. So now I'm thinking in my mind, Cheska would have been a great move because it's a powerhouse. It's just like the NBA. They're in the highest league. They won the top Euro League. They just won the Euro League. They just won the Euro League the year before. So it was a perfect situation. But they still was waiting on to figure out who they want to pick out. So I at the end of the day, I just felt like I was ready to hoop. I had a lot of shit built up in me. I had a lot
Get
to
it out.
prove. So I went. Yeah, I wanted to get it out. So Jerusalem came. They offered, what they wanted to offer. I wasn't sold on it, but now coming out here and seeing it now, I wish I would have took it because it would have been a great opportunity. Then I took the deal in Australia. So when I took the deal in Australia, how this thing work out, right? So I go to Australia. I make great money. So We do well. We go to the semifinals against Sydney. We lose to Sydney. Pandemic hit. Right, I played well out there. So pandemic hit, but right before the pandemic hit, the season was over. So I was coming home. I came home May 8th. The pandemic, everything shut down 2 days before my birthday, which is March 16th. Right.
Wow.
So I just made it home. But I had intentions of playing in the NBA and playing in Australia, then trying to get back to the NBA on like a 10-day deal, something like that, or a workout, or whatever. Wizards right up the road, so we was going to try to push that.
Mhm.
So now the pandemic hit. So now it's like scramble time now. So this when all that hard work, when you really start seeing it pay off and things like that, when you can actually, you make your money and things like that, you got to invest and you got to make save and do the right thing. You never know what's going to happen. So that's when I really realized, like, I'm glad I was planning for this all year long, because if somebody told us that we would never be able to play the game again, I
You,
feel like, I'm good. I'm straight. I can do a little bit. I can move my money around and invest and still maintain the lifestyle that I want to live. But
mhm. One
pandemic.
thing one thing you said
Yeah,
right there, and and that's a good point. I had that as one of my questions, but you brought it up financially. You know, like you said, after year three, you start really, getting paid for your efforts, and but you just didn't bank on that check.
nah,
At Trip Talk, we really like to talk financial, just also in our talks, because our community, again, we think we get some big checks and it'll be there forever. But like you said, something came out of nowhere, but you were still
yeah.
prepared. So what type of like investments do you do? You do the crypto, or you just, I know you do your own clothing line, but what are some things,
Um.
kids can invest in?
So basically, man, I do a lot. I got my money invested in a lot of stocks and a lot of little small shares. That's through my financial advisor. I trust him. I let him work the money, and also,
Mhm.
he allows me to work it myself and let me invest in whatever I want to invest. It's my money, but he works for me. But at the end of the day, he's an expert and he knows what he's doing. I haven't gotten to the crypto stuff. I've joined a little bit of real estate with my homie, my other right hand, who's from the village also, Justin Carpenter.
Okay.
He got real estate all throughout Baltimore. He got a little bit down in Atlanta, Georgia. So I tap in with him a little bit with that, make my money here and there. But I haven't really found that one thing that I like. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to invest in. But at the end of the day, just because I haven't found that don't mean I'm just out here just spending buku money. I'm
And like
putting
and,
that
and
to the
like you
side.
said,
Yeah,
diversify. Yeah, it's okay
yeah,
to not know one thing to get into. You got a thing you're into, which is the hooping, right? But diversify those funds around. If it's real estate, if it's fine with works, like you said, it might take you a while, but
exactly.
find that move. It'll be there.
Yep, exactly. And at the end of the day, like, as long as you got enough to do those things, and you got some money saved to the side, you always invest in whatever you want to invest in. But you got to be smart with it. Can't jump
Yeah,
on the first
yeah.
thing. See how something doing first. See what happened. Watch something closely over a year and see, all right, cool. Over 6 months and see, all right, cool. I seen this, did this, I seen it, did that. Okay, I seen it shoot really high, I seen it shoot really low. All right, bet. I'm gonna take my chance on this, because as soon as you jump into something can happen, and you'll be sitting there like, dang. Definitely if you putting forward that
Money.
last in it, it gets tough.
Yeah, and,
So,
and, and like you said, and with those kind of investments, watch them, because I know you probably get hit all the time. You're a pro. Everybody's got something that you can buy to help.
yeah,
So be careful, and like you said, make sure that you taking a look at it and not just trusting everybody that hits your phone, right?
right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, man. You got to do your research. But yeah,
All right,
man. I
not to cut
mean,
you off. You can get back to the pandemic. My bad. Pandemic
yeah,
hit. You had your funds going.
yeah. So pandemic was perfect for me, man. Pandemic gave me a lot of time to have a little. I call it tune-ups. When I get with my trainer back at home, Jamal Haywood, I call it tune-ups. I got with Jamal. We get in there. We really put work in throughout the pandemic. It's crazy that we had a lot of gym access during the pandemic, because nobody knew what the COVID was, what really was doing to people. So we were still able
Mhm.
to get in the gym. Then as time went on, and they kind of put us on lockdown and opened things back up. Rudy Gay just had opened up his gym. That I want to say that winter. I think sometime in like maybe in that fall, maybe October, something like that. He opened up a gym out in Towson, Maryland. So I had got in contact with his people, and they allowed me to come in the gym and work out. Well, Rudy was throwing pickups. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, I take that back. He was throwing like open runs. He was about to get ready for the bubble, so he's throwing open runs. So during the pandemic, we would run with Rudy in the morning, run with Rudy at night. Then me and Rudy relationship got closer over time, and then shit, man. After that, he was like, "Yo, you can get to the gym anytime you want." So now I had a gym, I had a weight room, I had everything that I needed to work on. So now I was able to work out. And after that, man, now I get a deal. I get an offer from Turkey, and then I had another offer in Germany, and I had another offer somewhere else. So now the pandemic changed the whole dynamic of European basketball. So the money that I was expected to make this year dropped. Pandemic. Everybody, the cash cow teams always had the money. Everybody else had the money,
Yeah.
but those middle level teams that was normally good money dropped down to what the low level teams was paying, and then that lower level teams dropped down to what probably like some dudes was getting their first year out, things like that. It was crazy to
Wow.
see.
Wow.
But I was to find a team and get paid good money. I went and played for this team. I knew this team was basically they came up from the second division 2 years ago in Turkey. They had a successful first year up in the first division. So that second year, which was my year, or third year, my year that I got there, I played along with Holloway, Dwight Hardy, two New York legends, Jamil Higgins from Virginia, and a bunch of other players also. So these guys, we try to take them to, a Cinderella type season. Didn't go the way we planned. We had some injuries. We had some COVID issues. Guys catching COVID. Like half our team caught COVID, so we wound up playing with like 5 players. So it was rough. It was rough. My agent, we had a deal with this team, where as though I had a buyout to go play for another team at any time, as long as the team would come and buy me out. We had it started. The buyout started in January and it ended in February. Well, that was the EuroLeague cutoff date in February. I was planning to go to the EuroLeague. That didn't happen. So me and the team came to some type of agreement during one of our national team breaks. It was right around like beginning of February, where some of the local national players they go play for the national team. So Turkey got a national team, Spain, all those guys. So it'd be like that. Guys will go play for the national team. I got granted to go home, and we came to agreement in my contract. They released me. Then Hapoel Jerusalem, where I'm at now. They offered me. They picked up on the buyout, and I signed here. In like February 18th, I got here February 22nd, and I've been here since.
Cool, man. So you liking it? You liking Jerusalem? I'm sure.
Yeah, man. A lot of history. Tel Aviv. Give y'all a view real quick. Maybe
All
y'all can
right,
see.
all
Let me
right.
see. Camera around. What's it? Virtual camera? No, that ain't it. Hold up. There we go. You see
Look
that?
at you. Oh man, you on top of the world out there.
Yeah.
That's what's
This
up,
is
son.
yeah, man. So it's
That's
beautiful.
dope.
It's an everyday thing, man, for real.
Living, bro, living. I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
Hey man, look,
indeed.
being overseas, right? And like you said, you playing for much better money now. Do you
Yeah.
feel and like you said, it's locals there and stuff. Do you feel any tension or do you feel that, just that thickness as far as, you on the bench and it's like, hey, the hate from, just being an American player sometimes, yeah, and not necessarily where you at now, but just on your journey. Did you see like, oh,
So,
you must be getting money, so you do all the work.
so you get some guys that's like damn, like, they came over here and took our minutes, took our spots. Like, I want to prove my just like if we was in the States and a European come over,
Yeah.
and he's good and the staff believe in him more and play him more, things like that, you're gonna feel some type of way. But more so the guys look at it like, man, these guys are coming to help us because they talented as hell too. If you look at it, what's taking over the NBA? European players. I mean, we still got our killers and our dogs. Don't get me wrong. We got the greats, but that European style is taking over the NBA. You look on the coaching staff and the coaches and the actual roster. It's done by European assistant coaches, and then you got European players. You got European assistant developers, like player developers, things like that. So, it's crazy how the game is evolving. It's so tight. And if you look at it, like the game is watched. So you never know who's watching, and it's so true because people say to me all the time, you never know who's watching. This thing called synergy, man. They can they
I
they
know
can see
exactly what you're talking about.
exactly they can see and watch
I know
anything everywhere.
exactly what you're talking about. Hey, look, talk a
And
little bit about that because this is a technology show. So synergy,
yeah,
synergy is explain what that is. Like, how they scout you on that. They
so
watching
synergy
everything.
is
They know you're great.
yeah, it's crazy. Synergy is like a huge database about on all sports, not just basketball, but all sports, football, basketball. I'm sure it probably got baseball, but I don't know how you watch film on baseball. But you got all those things, man. I think women's basketball, all that stuff, overseas, college, maybe even high school, depending if your game is televised, um, semi-pro, whatever. So synergy is basically you can go on there, you can look up a player by his name, or you can look up a player by his team or whatever, and you can look at every single game or every single clip that player has do. So if he's a pick and roll player, if he's a 3-point shooter, if he's a offensive rebound guy, defensive rebound, defensive stopper, whatever, you can look at just those clips. Like for instance, like I get weird stats sometimes from some of my one of my old coaches. Sometimes he'd be like, "Yo, you shoot 47% from three in the right corner, but you shoot 37% from three in the left corner." It's weird. Like that's how they can diamond down to a T. He's like, yo, when you're going right, you got 50% of finishing at the rim, but when you go left, you normally end up with a jump shot. It's like they break your game down and they can watch and see everything you do. So that synergy thing, man, is real. And then you got these scouts, man. That's just you got these agencies and these NBA scouts that got branches, man. So like OKC may got an international scout who's just looking. He's just in the European area of say Germany, France, and Italy. That's his region. Then you got another scout that's from another team that's in Turkey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So these scouts are all over the place, man, and they get to see a lot of basketball. I mean, I can remember looking at scouts and things like that courtside when we were playing the game. So, like I said, you never know who's watching.
Now, shout out to Synergy on that one. But to you also with the training, do you use Synergy to help you kind of, okay, that's my tendency. Let me try to work on when I go back to the lab. Let me try to, do X off of that. Do you use it for that?
So I do watch Synergy a little bit for that, and then I also use my game film. Me and my trainer well, when I'm in season, my coaches do everything. They help me out with a lot. They
Yeah.
just want us to focus on ball. They break down clips. We'll watch film. Hey, you could have did this, you could have did that. But when it comes to the summertime work, as soon as I touch down, my trainer give me a week off or whatever how much time I need off. And when I come back, we'll always sit down and watch film. Yo, you need to work on this. You need to work on that listen, you work on that, and then we'll fix it. And that's the key points. And a lot of people go into the summer and work on. It's cool to work on your whole total package, but I always try to pick. All right, I know what I do really well, and that's I can get to the rim. I can get to my turnaround out of the post up. I can handle the ball. I can play pick and roll. But my things that I always work on, shooting is always a must. Everybody should just continue to work on that shooting. But for me, shooting, ball handling, making reads out of the pick and roll, and good footwork. Those are like my main things that I work on. Those are a must. And then when he throws in, yo, I seen this, I seen that, we need to work on that, then we'll just focus on those two things for sure. But also we'll complete those other four things that we know that it's our bread and
That
butter
like
that we
that's
need to
that's
keep
your
going.
focus. My
Exactly.
God.
And then it's just something that we're trying to add to the package. But a lot of people would just go work on this to work on that, this, that, and the third. Like I remember reading something about Buddy Hill. He worked out with Kobe one time, and he saying that he worked out with Kobe, and for like 4 days straight, they worked on nothing but the left side of the floor. Everything was on the left side of the floor. They didn't even touch the right side of the floor. But that's just the I don't know. That's just the mind state of
The
Kobe.
focus. That killer just
Yeah, it's
again.
like master this side of the floor before I go to the other side of the floor. And that's the type of stuff we be on, man. We use the whole court, but when we working on something specific, we on that one thing and we make sure we got it to a T to where as though it shows up in game film. Like yesterday, I know throughout the whole pandemic, we worked on from a 3-point line, somebody run out to you crazy, shot fake, side step dribble, and then shoot the three again. Set your feet and shoot the three again.
Mhm.
Now it's just So yesterday I had one of those, and my trainer just he's not surprised, but he was real like, yo, it looks so second nature. Worked on it, but a few months ago that would have been a shot fake and one dribble pull up. But he like, man, the game is
Gotcha.
the game now, threes and layups, So
Nah, you on it. So knowing what you know now, you know you got some
mm-hmm,
experience in. Like you said, I remember the little pup, Stanton Kidd. But knowing what you know now and the business of the NBA, and
mm-hmm.
just for some inspiring ballers out there that had that same dream as you, is it any advice that you can give them of how you would prepare a little differently for, say, high school and then college and then even the pros?
Yeah.
Based on what you know now, because obviously, like you said, how you training way more effectively, focused. Like, what are some of those things like that you know maybe some of these youngins can grab onto and be a little bit more prepared?
I say the biggest thing now, get back to playing basketball. When you're in high school, I'm not saying like, you be outside hooping, but that was our thing when we was coming up, I mean, even when you was coming up,
Yeah.
we hoop outside. Go to the park day. If that bum get weak, you go to the next part and hoop out. Um, that's the thing. I think kids get away from hooping. Everybody, I get, it's cool to want to market yourself and brand yourself. Instagram is there for it. I love it now that people can actually market themselves and brand themselves. But everybody wants a workout video and this, that, and the third. Get back to hooping. Get back to playing pickup. Get back to playing your boys one-on-one king of the court, 50-50 put out. Those things bring out your I don't know, your passion for the game and not letting somebody score on you and not, and also showing that you can put somebody in the bucket, you know what I'm saying? And then also when you go play
Mm-hmm.
pickup, it just give you that. Don't get me wrong, it's bad. Sometimes you may pick up bad habits depending on who you're playing with, but try to go play constructive basketball with other great players. Like there's no question. I remember one summer, I don't even think none of us none of us pro yet. I think everybody was in college. Will was at Memphis. I was at I was in JUCO. CJ was at Syracuse. I think Roscoe was transferring to UNLV at the time, or he might have been at UConn. But we all went and hooped outside one day. We just linked up. It was just random. What y'all doing today? Are we hooping? All right, bet. We go linked up. We hoop. We went from Will neighborhood out Sedonia to over by Lake. I forgot the park that was over there by Lake Clifton by his high school. Then we shoot over the Greenmount, 23rd, and go hoop outside over there. And it was the best bump. Like people were so happy to see us bumping out there. It was just like they got a chance to see
Local
it.
stars coming out and really bumping.
Exactly. So and then we had to kill cars out there, things like that. So that's the things we love to do, to go out there and hoop. And then now, going up to high school and college. All right, cool. Now you're getting older. Your body's, you got to take care of your body a little bit more. So now you're hooping pickup gyms and things like that. So I think the biggest thing is, man, to work on your game. Work on your game. Stay true. Play as much basketball as you can, because all that working out got to be developed into an actual game type setting. It can't just be working out. You got to play against people. You got to see what you can do against people. And then when you get into these practices and these games, lock in, focus, take care of your job, know your role, know what you're good at, best at, and perfect that, because that's going to help you. Because at the end of the day, when you get to those high levels, like the top leagues in Europe, the top NBA, at home I may play a little bit different. At home in the summer, I may be a dominant ball handler and make plays for my guys. But when I go play in these other teams, there's other guys that can do those things better than me. So I got to do what's best for me. That's me catching and shooting, catching against the rim, defending, you know what I'm saying, making plays for other people off of driving kicks. Those are the things that I'm good at. So I understand my role. So that's what's going to happen. Because when you get to the highest level, is the NBA, you got to kind of got to tiptoe around and figure out your niche and your role. And once you find it, then be an all-star in it. You know what I'm saying? Once you be an all-star, that's how you get paid. That's how the no names become and get, 4-year, 30 million and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Become a whole name because their team is winning and they're doing well. And
What
the
about
person
nutrition? Oh, go ahead. Go. Finish that.
the person that told me that was Will. He was there for both of my summer league stints.
Shout
Helped me
out
a
to Will
lot.
Bud.
Yeah, man, helped me a lot through those situations. Him and Malcolm Delaney, both of them played in the NBA. Malcolm's
Shout
helped me out
out
a
to
lot.
Malcolm. Yeah,
Yeah. So both of
definitely.
those guys kind of steered my way, but
Dang, that.
more so reason why I say Will is because we just was real tight ever since we played since we was younger. And then as we went up and came up, we got even more closer. And he just kind of just like, man, look, be yourself. I got a picture of my phone um, right before we was about to play Portland. In the summer league, he came to me, he's like, look, man, this shit ain't nothing like it's just like the Brunson. That's it. This shit just like the Brunson league. I done seen you kill that shit. You can do the same here. These niggas can't fuck with you. Go out there and be yourself, be who you are, and go play basketball, bro, and everything will work out. And ever since then, I just carried on to that. The same thing with MD. MD just like, man, be yourself, bet on yourself. Bet on yourself, be yourself, and be prepared for whatever happens, and cherish those moments and live in the moments, and you'll be straight. So both of those guys, man, helped me out a lot.
Man, that's love that again, just that community giving back. I mean, even that, like you were saying, you say those names. I mean, you came up, that was thick. That was some thick bump, y'all.
Yeah,
Y'all got Josh, y'all got MD, Dante Green, Will Bard, and Rudy Gay. It was thick.
man, I say my in 2010 class we had five, maybe six guys, five guys. I can name them: Josh, Will, CJ, Jordan Latham, and who else was from Baltimore? Reggie Bullock. A
Reggie
lot of people don't
Bullock.
know Reggie Bullock is from Baltimore.
Trigger.
Don't know that Reggie Bullock is from Baltimore. That was five people that I knew that was in the top. They was in the top 10 or maybe top 20 in that class in that 2010 class. That's five of us that came from ball. That's five, man. That's a lot.
That's
You
a
know what I'm saying?
lot from
That's
one area, and then Baltimore is
yeah,
small. Like we ain't saying
exactly.
DMV. These Baltimore dudes, y'all. I ain't talking, Maryland and Virginia, DC. We saying Baltimore, and
Baltimore.
he, yeah,
Yes, Baltimore. These guys from East, West, South, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So these guys, like, it's crazy to see that, man. So and then now to see the rub elbows with these guys on a day-to-day basis and to compete against and play against these guys all the time, man, and work out with these guys during the summer is just, it's just special. It's special. It's a special unit, and I don't think sometimes we don't realize how special it is. At the end of the day, everybody get caught up in whatever they want to do
whatever
and
they doing,
how they
yeah,
feel. But at the end of the day, man, I think it was when they all said and done, they were like, damn, bro, this shit was special. It was real
yeah.
special.
One quick thing. Now, I know basketball's been a part of your life, probably all the way back when, right? How do you
Yeah.
see basketball tying into your purpose as a person in your life? Like, how does it fit into what you try and do in the long run?
Uh, basically, use this game as much as possible as I can, to to enjoy and fulfill life. Because at the end of the day, it is a job, but also it is you got to have fun with it. So even though I'm an athlete and I feel like I'm held accountable in a lot of different situations, I still got to live my life. I'm still the same dude that grew up on the block of Wicklow and
Yeah,
from my area. But at the end of the day, I know how to conduct and handle myself. So basketball was just a blessing, and I'm using my God given ability to live in the moment and to seize the moment, and not so much of worried about my success or worrying about my wealth because at the end of the day, those things shouldn't matter when you're doing something that you love. You know, those
true,
things
true.
you get caught up in those. You get caught up in that. That's when you start veering off and doing different things. So I love the game. So at the end of the day, all those things are gonna happen. It has to happen because you loving the game and you're giving your full and you're giving your best effort every night and every day. So, um, you just gotta stay. You gotta find your purpose and find that thing that's your niche and man, and stick with it.
Yeah, man, you never lying. Like we were talking earlier. I mean, even with purpose, I was talking about how you do so much for the community, and we'll talk a little bit about that right now. But for the things that you've done, and like I said, you've done in our community, in the Emerson Village area, and giving back, you know, you've done it already. So I know it's on your heart. But for that next generation coming up behind Stanton Kidd, for the next guys in the village, where do you think your responsibility is there? I mean, like I said, I've seen you act on it, but where do you
Yeah,
feel your responsibility is there?
I I think keep going, because like I know I didn't touch a few lives and I done helped a few lives, but how many can I do? How many can I touch before I go off and you know have a family and have to move away from my neighborhood. I want to be always connected. I always want to be remembered, and I always still want to go back. So that's why I'm there 24/7. My parents live up there still. I'm with them.
Shout out to
Uh,
Mr. Stanley and Miss Clinton.
yeah.
Much love.
So yeah. So mom and pop, I'm there with them all the time. You can ride past my block and see me outside washing the car, leaning on the gate, chilling on the back deck. You'll see me. Definitely in the summer. So I think with me being able to be reached, it it, it it says a lot because some of my homeboys that I grew up with or whatever, they be excited to see me. They excited to
Yeah,
see my face on the TV or know
yeah.
that my man like they don't want nothing from me. They just know that I'm
I,
their
I,
man, and they want to respect me. Like
exact.
I know him. Like I came up with him. I seen Shorty put in the work. So, my biggest thing now is now they having. I don't have any kids of my own, but they having kids. They have kids, and I want to show them like, yo, look, I came up with your father. Me and your father came up together. You know what I'm saying? And I want to show that if you want to play sports, you can do the same thing too. So that was so major for me when I had signed with the Jazz. I could have, I had promoters hit me up, yo, you should throw a signing party, this, that, and the third. I'm like, man, I appreciate it. I'd rather just come and kick it with y'all on a party tip at y'all event, but I don't want to throw nothing for myself. I'm gonna get back to my community. I'm gonna do a backpack drive. And I was so mad that I could have probably still did it, but like I said, I want to be hands on. I want
Yeah,
people
yeah,
here to
yeah,
come to me
yeah.
and talk to me. So I didn't want to hand people backpacks virtually or have sitting there, hey, grab one and keep it moving because of COVID. Because like I said, my parents are older.
Yeah.
I'm with them all the time. So now that this COVID thing, we got to kind of control on it. And people getting vaccinated and stuff. That backpack drive is definitely coming back this summer for sure. So that's
But
another
y'all
thing.
heard it first. It's coming back. The man told you.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Hey man, that's
Works.
love. Like you said, I think even for me, right? I know where you be at on that back porch because I be on the other back porch in the same alley. But
Yeah.
but on some real, I just think that's dope, right? Like you said, people, the ones that's really down, we don't want nothing from you. It's just more to congratulate you. It's more to be like, I know that guy. It's more to know that, again, we seen you at Lincoln Park on the court hooping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to see that transition and to see like, wow, this kid stuck to his dreams. Again, for me, knowing that tough road, I know it wasn't no straight shot. I know it wasn't a go ahead and an air shot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of shots, and like I said, I think
Yeah.
I even texted you that day when the news came out. It was just it's more about, man. I again for even your family. I know your pops, your proud peacock. I see him anytime. Again, he
Yeah,
could
man.
have been HBCU, Duke, wherever. He like, yeah, that's my guy.
Yep.
He always had your back. So yeah, nothing but love from the village. Man, I just appreciate you, bro. Like I said, you don't understand, man. Like again, I seen the AU route. Obviously my son went to college route, all of that stuff. But
Yeah.
I know the grind, man, and I just like I said, stick with it. I mean, you doing it anyway, but just again, man, you got all our love from Baltimore. We sending you more love. And before
Yep.
we go, to wrap
Yeah.
up, and I know you're a sneakerhead. You from the village, but all our guests, we asked this question, man. Favorite sneaker of all time, bro?
Favorite sneaker all time. Ooh.
Hey, we're about to see how old Stanton is, y'all.
Favorite sneaker all time, man. I'ma say, yo, I love my J's. I love I mess with Yeezy. I gotta go with the Barclays.
Which ones? The CB34 joints?
No, 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 no. The ones that came out '94. They
The
come out
Michigan?
'94.
Was that the Michigan? No, that wasn't the Fab Five
It
joints. I know
might have
which
been the
one.
Fab Five.
All right. Yeah, they was.
Fab
They
Five
was
joint.
doing the up tip, like the up tempo look, the one with the little strap. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. See, look, real sneakerhead. I know where you at. I know.
Now I say the CB. My second, my second favorite, and that's just because I feel like it was such a big thing in the village, and all the older guys had them, and then you had your hustlers that had them and things like that. So I seen them. So I would say the Duncans, the Tim Duncans. Yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
have the Dunkins. You know what I'm saying?
Silver,
Was they
black,
the
white.
phones? Was they was like the phone, like what they weren't phone, but I know what you they had the like the silver look all the way up the boot.
Yeah, silver, the black, the white ones, and then of course phone posits. I'm always stay true to Baltimore. Phone posits was our thing. I think we did those crazy. You know what I'm saying? We really put on for them. But yeah, my favorite all time is Barclays though. And the crazy thing
Gotcha.
is, Barclays. I had some Barclays. They was probably from like 2009. I still got them in the house. They was like they came out again. Still got them, but I gotta find them. I think my brother got them. I think my brother took them. I think he got them.
Hey, hey, what size you take? We gonna find something. See, that's our job. See, we technical. We get technical. We find them. If they out there, we find them.
I wear 13, so definitely, yeah. Bless me if you can find
Hey,
them.
look,
Slide
hey,
them
look, if
around.
we can find them, we gonna get them out to Jerusalem. I just want, hey, look, we just want to see them in the game. Just be like, hey, all
They're
right, we touched down from Baltimore. All right, we got you.
rocking right in the game. I promise you. Same day and all that.
All right, my God. Now, hey, look, now you gave me a job, so I'm on a mission now. Hey,
Ah, my,
Stan.
yeah.
Hey, I just want to thank you, man. I appreciate you for just taking the time out. You
Thank
in playoff, man. Again, that just shows you the super dope person you is, man. I know you busy as
you.
heck. Just appreciate you. Good luck. Hopefully you bring home that ship. That way now this
Indeed.
interview becomes legendary even more.
Legend.
Hey, look, two village dudes that don't know nothing about nothing made it work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Made it work. There we go. Made it work.
That's all we gonna do. We gonna keep inspiring, bro. I appreciate you. Like I said, man, just keep doing what you're doing. We wish you much success and much health. Um, good luck. I'll see you this summer. I know.
I appreciate you, OG. I appreciate that.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate you again. Thank you, bro.
All right, chat.
All right, man. Talk to you.